Peace and pleasure, royal family. This message is for those who are highly sensitive to energy, true empathic people, psychic people, mediums, channelers. We're all a channel. But people who are aware of these energies and experiences as being sensitive to the energies within and without your physical and energetic being. So one thing I myself have been learning and mastering is my energy and how I experience energy, and choosing that experience for myself versus just accepting what's given or what's available. And a top thing that has been revealed to me is how synchronistic energy, the experience of energy, and your senses. Every time you utilize one of your senses to see, to hear, to taste, to touch, to smell, for one, they're all linked to a more spiritual sense or a spiritual experience of those. Like when you talk about clairvoyance or claircognizance or clairsentience, audience, they're linked. So mastering your physical senses really help you tap into the spiritual experiences of certain senses and abilities. And so really a lot of people are sensually overstimulated, constantly taking in stimulants of every physical sense in like an intense expression. You know, not many people really sit in silence. Not many people, look internally with intention and awareness. And so I've mentioned before, there's so many different forms of meditation, self-introspection, so many expressions. So you can dance with a certain type of awareness, and that's meditation. You can cook in a certain energy, in a certain ritual, and that be meditation. You could sit and just observe nature, listening to the wind, receiving the sun and the shadows, listening to the water, watching the water flow, looking down, looking up, You know, just being, just observing with no goal. That's the thing with public society. You always got to be doing something, always got to be achieving something. That's such masculine energy. We talk about toxic masculinity. This whole system, the whole society, and everybody in it is toxically masculine. No matter how you identify as gender, sex, skin color, heritage, whatever, majority of the people in within the public society are highly masculine, imbalanced in their masculine energy. Imbalance really in both masculine and feminine, but like leaning towards the masculine. And meditation pulls you out of that. Meditation is accepting that there's something other than that. That's why so many people struggle. That's why some people struggle with meditation, especially just like sitting down and doing nothing. People's minds don't even allow them the permission or the experience of stillness and calmness. But the thing is that the public society is not the only way to live. When you're in that constricting system, they really be having you think that like everybody just lives that way and this is just what you have to accept. What's been normalized is not normal necessarily. The way of being, the way of existing, the way of experiencing the world, the way of feeling, the way of connecting. Even when, people talking about living off grid, even though most people have a commercialized concept of that, but their dead eyes are still people, still tribes and communities in this world who do not feel constrained to the system around them in many different expressions, all to different levels and intensities. Like the public society really like is so fear-based. So many rules that benefit who? Rules part A, B, and C, because if you don't follow B, then you can't get like A is in like all this fear mongering. And I don't even like, I don't like using these typical words that everybody likes using right now because there's a certain narrative and perspective that surrounds these words, but the public society is so based in fear. And so when you are somebody who can see beyond that, see that there's other possibilities to live, to exist, to love life and everything in it. you'll come across people who just not ready for that. And so bringing it back around, went on a little tangent. Coming back to the energy, the topic of the day. Um, as a highly sensitive being, I've had to not had to I've been practicing mastering how I experience such intense energies, and using my physical senses has definitely helped. Like I really on some like looking at behavioral mechanisms or coping mechanisms by beings that are considered autistic or to have autism, which that'll get me on a tangent too. That's a conversation for another day, these diagnoses. But walking around with your headphones on, even if nothing's playing, like that shit, that shit, like makes so much sense. Like, and it helps. Even if you're still talking to people and you just got headphones on like these, like, there's a lot of indigo children, a lot of empaths and psychics and highly sensitives and things different. All the different titles have been being born since the 60s at exponential rates over the years and decades. And so when we look at the generations, like each generation have their traits and characteristics for a reason. So reason why the young adults and the kids of these days is not just something, we just something else. But yeah, the senses. That's why coming out to nature by myself helps a lot. Because then I'm not so close to multiple energies, dense energies of the human capacity. Um, but see, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, like few can see and understand and overstand how I'm living my life right now, and volunteering at these different farms for months on end. When you are somebody who knows there's a different way of being and living, the biggest thing that you can do is put yourself in environments that look and feel like what you are creating. That's the whole alchemical manifestation tip right there. It's like the next step from visualization, because visualization is great. But to know what it feels and looks like, the skills, interpersonal and otherwise, that are required to maintain the optimal experience of life, of the life that you are creating. Like, it's school. School is not just institutionalized. Like, life is school. That's why we are always growing. But putting myself in spaces that look like what I'm creating for myself so I can build the capacity and the stamina and the skills and the wisdom that it takes for these specific types of environments. See, what you learn in public society and in institutions, is information that pertains to keeping that system going. The skills and the knowledge that's needed for those specific tasks and responsibilities and roles and characters. You feel me? Like, yeah, life is a game, but there's multiple games being played at the same time, multiple different games that you can tap in, switch out, and you know, you get to choose which game you play, because everything is run on consent. You just have to know that, so you know when to speak up and prioritize your needs and desires and what you deserve. So yeah, practicing how you want to feel and how you want to be and experience your life, this lifetime. And when necessary, tapping in with yourself. Always tap in with yourself before externally. But yeah, that's my rant for the day, for today. It is the equinox, the eclipse, the lunar eclipse today. And past, like, man, since the equinox, heavy releasing energy and grounding energy was definitely being called for. I just love how I'm able to live my life, live this life, this lifetime, and what I'm creating. So grateful. But yeah, I'm going to end it here. Peace and pleasure. Royalty. Till next time, Ali, Nicole, Sacred Goddess, Energy. Till next time.